Hi everyone, it's Allison from Fathom 5 Tarot, and I'm here for another installment of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge for 2021. I am going to burn through a bunch of these, and I'm not even going to catch up to where I'm supposed to be for today. This week really got away from me. I feel like I say this every week. Man, it's just whatever. Global pandemic. It's freezing cold outside. I've got a cup of hot coffee I'm drinking in the middle of the afternoon. I'm just making all the bad decisions. Anyway, and I haven't really had a chance to give it a ton of thought. So all of my picks today are like instinctive grabs. And I've actually divided it up. I thought I could maybe try and catch up. So today is the 23rd of January, but I'm actually just going to go to prompt 22. And that's because I like to split up where I show decks, just because I think it's more interesting and more fun. And then 23 to 31, I'm just going to burn through in one video because then there's more deck showing. And some of the questions are just really short answers. So whatever, I'm doing what I'm doing. So where I left off last time was 17. So now I'm at 18. Prompt 18, do you read reversals? Why or why not? And I'm very excited to say that this is a change from previous years. In previous years, I didn't read reversals, and this year I started. And really just over the last 3 months. And I just wanted to. I don't know if it was like the bonkers nature of 2020 where I was like, everything's reversed. Of course it is. Let's do this. But I think maybe before I just didn't feel ready. I felt like 78 meetings was enough. And now I'm feeling in this place right now where they bring actual nuance and I really like it. So now I do. For a while, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Prompt 19, share which deck gives you the heebie-jeebies. I'm actually not going to show a deck for this one because the deck that gives me the biggest heebie-jeebies I don't actually own. And I have just forgotten the name of it. The Deviant Moon. There it is. Oh God, that was a terrible moment. I know people love that deck, and I have a bunch of creepy decks that I love to pull out at Halloween, and that stuff doesn't sort of creep me out. But I don't know if I would. I just don't know if I get along with the Deviant Moon, and it's like the cubist sort of aesthetic of that deck. The pointy boobs just freaks me out. I don't know. But people love it. So I'd love to hear if anybody had that experience with the Deviant Moon where they thought they wouldn't like it and then they got it and they loved it despite the fact they thought it was going to be creepy. If that's why you thought you wouldn't like it. But I don't have it. So that's all. What is my favorite tarot spread of the moment? It's so funny. I also feel like 2020 was a year where I completely got away from spreads, like published spreads in books. Whereas before, I was pretty slavish to them. So my most common technique right now is 3 cards that I look at as a collective whole, right? So this is what I'm doing for my week ahead readings. And then if I want, I throw down more cards. If I feel like I want clarification, like I'll put a card on top of another card if I want clarification on that specific one or just clarification on the reading in general. So it's really freeform. The other thing actually I did a lot in 2020 is and I actually found it super helpful, even though some people were like, that's pretty dark. But I just was like, it was such a tower year. And in some ways that is spilling over into my 2021. It just like with things that are going on with my family and stuff. So I was like, why am I even trying to sugarcoat this? So I would find the tower card in the deck and put it on the table and be like, I'm throwing cards around it because I can't deny that this is tower energy that I'm feeling right now. So why not work with that? And I actually love that. Like, and I'm planned to do that more. So if you're in a spot and you're like, this is how I feel and this card is resonating with me, then pull that card and throw stuff around it and see if you're already bouncing off of that energy, what can help you make sense of it or what can help you move forward with it or get rid of it or whatever it is you're looking to do. But I don't know. I really like it. So I've been doing that. It's fun. It's sometimes fun. Tower one's less fun, but it's helpful. How about that? What cards relate to me personally? Oh, I should have pulled it out. I wasn't even thinking. Let me just wait. So there's lots. And of course, like everybody, it depends on the day. And the thing is, when I go searching for this card, it's always hiding, which is perfect because it's the Hermit. I think this card relates to me personally so much because I was a bullied kid when I was little for a bunch of reasons I won't go into. Like, I was also a total weirdo. Well, whatever, I can go into them. We had lived in England, came to Canada, and then I was put into I skipped kindergarten, even though I was kindergarten age, because I had already been in school in England, and I guess I could take naps or cut with scissors or whatever you do in kindergarten. I don't know because I've never been. And then they put me into grade 1, and it was halfway through the year, and I had this weird British accent. And I had been to a really tiny rural school in England where things were done very differently, and I just didn't understand how anything worked, and kids made fun of my accent, and I was super shy. And then I made everything worse by just like doing my best to please them, like doing everything I could to change. I worked and worked to lose my British accent, which now I'm so mad about. But just like everything that you're not supposed to do, right? I wasn't cool at all because I was like, please like me, which is like the worst grading thing. So I'm not saying I deserve to be super bullied, and my brother certainly didn't deserve to be bullied just for being related to me, which he was. But anyway, so I didn't have a lot of friends. And then I left elementary school and I went to high school, and I found kids like me with my interests. And by then I was pretty normal. It was just like this residual insecurities that I carried. And I had tons of friends. Like, it was awesome. It was great and so much fun. But I remember like that insecurity really stayed with me. And I remember like having this little address book, because I'm old and we had address books instead of smartphones back then. And like looking at all the names and phone numbers. And sometimes I would just like, to make myself happy, I'd look at all of the names and phone numbers of my friends. But from that, I developed this real fear of being alone. Like, not romantically necessarily, just like I did not like not having somebody to be with, right? It really triggered all my insecurities. And really lasted for years. And then I moved to Toronto for a job, and I didn't know anybody in Toronto except for my coworkers. And at the time, it was like a sort of a 24-hour day job. And if I was not working, it was because my coworkers, who I really love and got along with, I'm actually still friends with all of them now, but it's because they were working. So I was like, well, I'm in this big, cool city, and I'm going to learn about it. And I started doing stuff by myself, and I loved it. Loved it. Like, taking a book to a coffee shop, or going out for dinner and a movie by myself, and eating all my own popcorn. And like, I just really, the drawing back took me so long to learn, and I value it so much now. If I don't have time to myself, I kind of go crazy. So it's been such a development, and I think I've got a really good balance now, but it took a long time for me to embrace that and see it as something positive. So that's my answer to that. Okay, here we go. Here's the deck one. So if I was shipwrecked on a desert island, what cards would I bring with me and why? So this was the biggest, fastest gut reaction because I've only got 25 minutes to do this video, and then I'm off running away doing something else. So I was just like, grab. Super gut reaction. And whatever. So I interpreted this as 5 decks total. So immediately that bumped all the oracles off the list for me. Whatever. I like tarot better than I like oracle, even though I have some oracle decks that I do love. And just went with it. So deck number, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no. I think I might have 6. Whatever. I'm showing you what I got. So the first one is this version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. Now, my question is, am I ever getting off this island, or am I there forever? If I knew I were getting off the island, then this would actually not be the Rider-Waite-Smith I would take. This is a original version from the original. What does that mean? It's a version from the 90s. It's not worth anything. It's got the copyright. I'm going to make a video about how I got into tarot because I feel like I go over and over it all the time, and it's probably boring to people who've seen it, but interesting to people who haven't. So I'm not going to go into it really here, except to say that this is my first deck, and it's the one that has certainly the most sentimental value to me. So if I were never getting off the island, I would take this one. But if I knew I were only gone for a year and I was going to come back, I would save this one at home and preserve it because I never want anything bad to happen to it. And I would take my Centennial instead because I like the coloration better. I like the backs better. Like nothing, I have lots of favorites over this deck aesthetically, but it is, it means so much to me. So that would be my number one that I would take. If the house were on fire, I'd grab this one first. No question. And work to replace everything else. So then, oh, geez. Yeah, I have picked too many. Whatever. So this is the newest deck that I have that I would take, the Way Home Tarot, because I'm just loving it so much. I never want to stop using it ever. I feel like it's really great in terms of the art style. The Spacious Tarot almost made this list. But I was like, I think I'm going to want some people if I'm alone on a desert island to look at. I mean, look at that star card. Can we just... So nice. Nine of Cups. Although that card might piss me off a bit if I was stuck on a desert island. I don't know. But it's such a great deck, and I love it so much. So that would come because it's one of my current faves, and I couldn't not include it. Another current fave that I couldn't imagine going anywhere right now, Tarot of Trees. I've talked about it a bazillion times. Allison, you're so boring. That's my favorite card from the Tarot of Trees. I've talked about this before, but I live in a place where these old cedar trees, 1,500-year-old cedar trees, grow on cliff faces, and they're amazing, and it's an unbelievable feat of nature that they even survive, and it's the perfect representation of the Strength card. I don't know if I'll ever find a cooler Strength card than that. I love it so much. It's humongous, but whatever. I'd be on a desert island, and I'd have to forage for my own food, and my hands would be super strong and flexible, and whatever. I love it. It's so big. I could probably use as like a stepladder or a pillow at night. Anyway, I love it so much. Although there's no people in that one, so maybe I'd be screwing myself there. Well, this one would come for sure. This has been a recent sort of rediscovery. The Anna K Tarot. This one is full of people. And it's so great. And it's different than the Rider-Waite-Smith enough, and it gives its own interpretations, but it's very comforting, very homey. All these people are people I'd want to have relationships with. I feel like I'd be less lonely on my desert island if I had my beautiful Anna K Tarot with me. Just there. That's so nice. I love it. It's such a great deck. How many is that? I'm surrounded by decks that I think I've overdone it. Well, and last, this one was this one's very practical. This is my Spirit Keepers Tarot, Vitruvian edition. And because I just feel like this is a deck that I could study and study and study and never get tired of studying. It's so intricate. It's so complex. It's so beautiful. Benebell Wen is currently doing a colorized version of this, and I'm a little worried that I might never use this. Whoops. Sorry. This version again once the colorized one comes out, because it looks so pretty. Oh, it's so cool. And the book of maps is so complex, and I feel like especially if I was going to be on my desert island for a year, I feel like that's how I would not get bored of my year, is studying the Spirit Keepers Tarot. I do use it, not a ton, and not a ton for other people. I'm not confident enough with it yet to use it for other people. And I just sort of like go with my own things, but it's just so rich. And if I could take a book, I'd take her Holistic Tarot book, because again, it's massive and I'd never get bored of reading it. Is that 5? I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay, I definitely overpulled for that prompt. I'm going to try and work the other ones in somewhere else. We'll see. Oh, that's my last prompt for today, because I'm going to do sassy tarot decks next time. Okay, I'll just show you my other desert island ones then. Whatever. I would take the Naked Heart. Oops. It's all turned around. By Jillian C. Wilde. It's so nice. I love it so much. And this one reads so great for me. I can't even really explain it, because sometimes when I'm looking at the images just in a video like this, I'm like, it's so simple. What are you getting out of them? But when I put them out and I work with them, I love this deck. I love it so much, and it's so great, and I never get tired of it. It also plays so well with my Sacred Creators Oracle, which I didn't pull out because I'm not taking any Oracle decks, although apparently I'm taking a billion tarot decks. No, you can stay till another video. I shouldn't go more than 6. That's ridiculous. So those are my prompts. 18 to 22, and I'm going to do 23 to 31, I think, in my next video. Just ram it through, and I'll be done the 31 days of tarot. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I can't wait to watch your videos on the same things, and you guys are going to be ahead of me because, again, I'm still behind. Have a great day.